Wow. Board. Sweet.
Wow. I like that board. I made that myself, you know. Why am I talking like that? Hey, I'm Danny. Let's talk about pedal boards today. I've always loved building pedal boards. It's a great thing to do. It's fun, and it's something you can actually like build. You know, building things is fun. So today's video, let's talk about building pedal boards and 5 tips I have for you to build the best pedal board you can build. My first tip for building a pedal board is there's no shaming allowed. I used to be judgy. I used to be that guy. We're not here to size shame people's pedal boards. I want to build a big, huge pedal board, and let's build a big one together. Why do I want a bigger pedal board? Well, I want a little bit more room to experiment. I got my staples on my pedal board. Problem is if once you build up your stable of staples, that's hard to say, there's some you can't take off. So if you want to have more pedals on your pedal board, you gotta get a bigger board. But being a modest Canadian boy, I have to go on a trip to discover what it's like to be bigger and bolder. And I've always heard that everything's bigger in Oh yeah. That was fun, but I'm very full and I never want to eat ever again. Tip number 2. Oh, I look like Mr. Wilson. Don't sweat the details. There's no written rules on how to build a pedal board. You can do whatever you want. The only thing a pedal board is a board that you affix your pedals to. That's it. The more you do pedal board building, the more easier it is to troubleshoot them too. So think about that one as well. If you're the kind of guy that wants to strap your pedal board down and really make all the cables super neat and all that, more power to you. I typically like to have my power cables below the unit fixed pretty well and securely so that they don't get jostled and wrecked. But the instrument cables that the pedals are attached to, I like to keep those pretty loose because I like to change my pedal board around. I'm not really a touring musician, so the pedal board is really just to keep everything organized, and having loose cables like that just makes it easier to change around and reconfigure the thing. Use good quality cables. The bigger the board, the more annoying it is to troubleshoot pedal boards. Oh my God, the cat distracted me. I do like to stick command strips on the bottom of my pedal board that I buy from like the dollar store or Walmart or whatever. That way I have a little place to hook the pedal cable in and keep it all neat and tidy so you know which cable's going where and whatnot. Tip 3, respect the power. So remember when I told you that there was no rules for pedal board building? Well, There's one portion of this, oh, goodbye. There's one portion of this that you should respect, and that's the way your pedals are powered. Use a good power supply, use the correct power supply. You need the right tool for the right job. Here's how you look at pedal power. Most pedal power supplies are 9 volt DC center negative. Like this. So 9 volts is how much voltage the pedal needs. Unless your manual states otherwise, you want to respect the 9 volts. You want to respect whether it's looking for DC or AC power. 9 volt DC is the most common, but you don't want to stray away from that. You want to consult the manual if you're going to do anything funkier than what the pedal's power supply requirements are. The other symbol you'll see is this cool one right here. There's a little negative symbol pointing to the middle of the circle here, and then there's a positive symbol pointing to the outside of the circle. That means the power supply is center negative, which is the most common power supply. This is like the polarity. Respect the polarity. You'll see another part of power supplies, which is your MA, your milliamps. Looks like this. It's usually a number like 200. That's how much draw the pedal has. Now for power supplies, you don't have to worry about having a power supply that's more than the amperage the pedal calls for. The pedal is only going to draw as much amps as it wants. But you don't want to starve the pedal with having too little amps. How do you spell? Fourth tip, don't break an ankle. Whoa. What I mean by that is organize your pedals in your most commonly touched in the front and your least commonly touched in the back. You don't want to be stepping over a lot. That's kind of hard. But if the pedals in the front are your most common ones, you kind of don't even have to really like lift your foot off the ground to touch them. Hot tips, especially if it has a tap tempo. This is one of the reasons why I like putting Boss pedals in the back of my pedalboard rows. And that's because Boss pedals I find are a little easier to hit. There's a bigger surface area to hit the buttons, so that's why I put all my Boss pedals in the back of the row. Part of the reason why I wanted a bigger pedal board is I find that I need to space the pedals apart a little bit more, and that just makes them easier to hit as well, especially if you're singing and playing at the same time. I don't know how guys handle those mini pedals. Man, my feet could stomp 3 of them at once if I wanted to, and if I'm singing, I'm trying to look cool and I'm like, la 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 la. You know what I mean. Spelling. Last tip, use this as therapy time. You know, it's very rarely that we come across an activity that we like to do. Use this time to just relax. Putting this stuff together is fun. Use it as a rare moment that you don't look at a screen and just relax. Take it apart, put it back together again. take it completely apart, give it a little vacuum, and then you know what? Start all over again and have a great day. Thanks for watching.